me down this window as I expose this one here. You can see the head on this one. He has an ear. There's an eye in the eye. There's a nose and the mouth right there. Okay. There's also another one right here to the left of him. There's an eye right here. You can see half of his face. You can see the two eyes. There's the forehead, and he has, I don't know what this is, maybe some horns, but he has this protruding from his head. Okay, here's his body. Here's his nose deformed, and here's his mouth. Okay, these are the demons right here. There is no human being that drives these holographic projections. Although there are two demons that are looking at me down this window as I expose, would see the human being in these windows here, especially in this one and this one right here. This is the front end of the helicopter, or the holographic projection, I should say. This light clearly gives it away. For those who know about these, you know about this light right here. This is the front glass.
You see that light, that orb go across the middle of the screen? Watch the middle of the screen. No one notices. It's in all the videos. And you'll see a white orb of light go across the screen. Then when the whatevers run out of this building, this is in LA in February. It's supposedly military training. It's a Black Hawk copter. Look at the orb land behind them on the street. It's a glowing orb. It's easy to see. Across the screen. Keep watching.
Los Angeles under attack? It sure looked that way as Black Hawk helicopters flew in formation right over downtown buildings in the pitch dark. You can even hear an explosion. Choppers landed smack in the middle of Wilshire Boulevard. Soldiers could be seen running to climb on board in this video shot by a guy out his apartment window. The U.S. Army did send out a media advisory about the drill, the purpose of which was to enhance soldier skills by operating in various urban environments and settings.
Okay, here's where the government lays it on thick, kids. Residents may hear sounds associated with training, including aircraft and weapons simulations. Citizens in close proximity to the areas the training will take place will be notified prior to the training. Ask any of these people that were being interviewed on the streets, and none of them were given a heads up as to what was going on. Everybody was in shock.
I definitely think, it would be nice to get a heads up. Nowadays you just never know what's happening. And
in just a few seconds, I'm going to show you video of 2 consecutive door breaches. These are charges to force open a locked or a reinforced door. Okay, this is 1138 Wilshire Boulevard in downtown Los Angeles. This is the Guatemalan House of Culture. And here's a wide shot of it from Google Street View. Here's a tighter shot of the doors, the metal doors. And you can see that there's signs that say that it's closed, it's an abandoned building, and it was slated for demo. Actual real-world address, and here comes the second breach. Which apparently was the back door to get in. So, keep thinking that it's a military exercise, kids.
Members may encounter when deployed overseas, but some people here feel they should have been warned about this.
So wait, I'm confused. The military says that they gave ample notice to local residents, yet the local residents are saying they had no notice. Which is it? Also, since when, after starting 2 foreign wars, do U.S. service members need to invade our own cities in order to do any sort of urban warfare training? For example, here's what the military calls the box. It's located at Fort Irwin, which is in the California desert. It's a full-scale mock-up of what can be expected overseas. In this training video, they're actually using simulated weapons fire and simulated IEDs. If you notice, when the simulated IED explodes, there is no residual damage to any property. Unlike in downtown Los Angeles, where the buildings have had all the glass blown out of the ground floor windows. Troops on the ground. And here comes the first of 2 door breaches. That was the front door to 1138 Wilshire Boulevard. Anyone who thinks this is a military exercise is poorly informed. They are raiding an actual real-world address, and here comes the second breach. Operators, and look, they've got carrying almost like a stretcher sideways. They've got 2 HVTs, and they're getting on board this Black Hawk helicopter. Black Hawk helicopter will hold 11 men, and they just put 2 packages, HVT packages, in. Here comes the second helo. Okay, here it is. I looped it for you guys a couple of times in real time, zoomed in, and then one time in slow-mo. There's 10 operators that get on board in white hazmat suits. You can clearly see 2 high-value target, 2 packages that they are carrying. 2 men each are carrying it, and they get on board this helo. And if you notice,
out of a movie, military helicopters were seen flying in formation around downtown LA, and it turns out this was an elaborate military exercise. Check out the footage, though. One chopper landed right in the middle of Wilshire Boulevard. Soldiers were seen rappelling out of choppers and onto rooftops, and several small explosions were also heard. These exercises were coordinated by state, county, and city officials, and in a statement, the military says that LA provides the Army with unique locations and simulates urban environments that soldiers may encounter while they're overseas.
Get ready, you're about to see the action for the first time.
ABC 15's Kim Tobin live in downtown Phoenix tonight. Up into the sky as they watch this whole scene unfold downtown tonight. At times it was really hard to see those helicopters, even with our own eyes, let alone our cameras here. Some had those blinking lights, others completely blacked out in the sky. Now, we did get... It was really hard to see those helicopters, even with our own eyes, let alone our cameras. Some had those blinking lights, others completely blacked out in the sky. Now, what was going on, but as you can imagine, it really caught a lot of people off guard who had military training exercises. I don't think anyone realized it was going to be something like the video that you...
Coconut Grove.
We saw like flashes and shooting, and they like the Black Hawk had like a Gatling gun in the front, and you could hear it open up and fire off in the middle of the night.
But witnesses say the training soared in the skies over Coconut Grove. Over the simulation so real, unknowing witnesses blew up social media. Similar training lit up the skies over Brickell last year. This time it happened near Miami City Hall. Not so good if what is going on. Military maneuvers by Special Operation Forces in full swing over the skies of Los Angeles. Our cameras were there when a Black Hawk helicopter and 4 OH-6s, or Little Birds, flew over the city. Take a look. This is the U.S. Bank building where they hovered for a while before flying to their next target.
1 o'clock, very low.
At one point, they made what appeared to be a drop-off at a park. Within seconds of landing, the helicopter was back in the air.
This is full push.
Then, while over the Staples Center, while the Lakers played inside, you can see someone on board sitting with his legs hanging off the side of the chopper. While the training is hush-hush, the LAPD, which is assisting the military, says this is routine training Hawk helicopters for the National Guard in California. He says what we're seeing tonight could be a dry run for a future mission. Also, what we saw here tonight in downtown Los Angeles has been seen in Miami and in Boston. So this sort of training goes on all over the U.S. Reporting live over downtown Los Angeles, I'm